Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tech Talks. We took a month off, but glad to have you all here. Um, for those of you who it's your first time, this is a series of talks about general issues that are plaguing people who just need a little bit more instruction. We don't go terribly in depth on a lot of things. We try and keep it as general and easy to understand as possible. If you have any questions, you can send an email to techtalks@buckslib.org. This session will be on uploading photos to the cloud and managing your cloud storage. The next one is on basic computing and computer and phone troubleshooting. And then in October, we have iPhone and iPad basics part two. Just so you know, the Yardley one for those who come in person, the iPhone and iPad Basics 2 will be in the Yardley branch, not in Doylestown, due to a conflict in scheduling. So I am Matt Rebusik, IT Director for the Bucks County Free Library. I'm joined today by my IT professionals, Pete and Zach. We're glad to have you all here. Thanks for coming. These sessions, as it says on the screen, will be recorded and they will be put up onto the website. If you go to the main website and click on events, there's a button that says recorded Tech Talks that will take you to our YouTube channel. So we've sent out another survey last month to pick out the topics for this next series of events. In November, we'll take another month off and we'll send out another survey. So if there's anything in particular that you want covered or you'd be interested in hearing and talk about, that'll be your time to send in something to a suggestion for us to cover. For those over Zoom, if you have any questions, feel free to send an email to techtalks@buckslib.org and we will put them in the second half of the talk after the break. For last thing, these talks are intended to be a general conversation about the topic at hand. If you need specific help with your device, visit buckslib.org/live help, and we will be happy to, one of our librarians, very talented and knowledgeable, will be happy to help you with your specific issues. All right. So just a quick outline of today's talk, what we're going to go over. We'll talk a little bit about what the cloud is for those who don't have much experience with it, how to use the cloud to store your photos, storing photos in the cloud versus local on your computer or your device, different services that are used to save to your cloud. There's multiple different companies that provide this service, any costs that are associated with that, and then finally we'll go over privacy concerns before the break, and then if we have any specific questions after the break, we'll try and answer them before we're done. Okay, so what is the cloud? The cloud is basically somebody else's computer. It is a collection of servers, which are large computers with a lot of storage capacity for data. Big companies like Amazon, Google have large buildings that are just servers, and they create storage that can be sold to companies and to users for whatever purposes that they need. Basically, the thought behind it is that by distributing the hardware costs away from a person or a company, you can sell them at a cheaper price and people get the service without having to deal with everything on the back end. So how do I use the cloud to store photos? We'll first start talking about iPhones, and since most people that I've talked to have questions about iPhones, generally your photos are automatically stored in Apple's photo storing system called iCloud. The in your Apple device, if you go into General and then click or in Settings and then click your name at the top, you'll come up with your iCloud settings. In here, you can see how your storage is being used. On this particular device, the yellow is photos, and you can see about half of the storage right now, which is 5 gigabytes total, is being used for photos. The way to check to make sure that your photos are being backed up to the iCloud is at the bottom of the picture where it says apps using iCloud, the photos is turned on. Doing that automatically will send a copy of every photo that you take to Apple's iCloud, as long as you have storage space available for the photo to go up there. You can manage your photos directly on your device. Anytime you delete a photo, it will delete it from the iCloud as well. The only difference is that in the iCloud there is a deleted folder, which allows you to recover deleted photos up to 40 days after you have deleted them. If you want them fully deleted, you can go into your deleted folder and delete them from there, and they'll be permanently gone. So these are the iCloud settings just to make sure that your backups are turned on. Once, if you click on the photos at the bottom there, you'll see the iCloud Photos setting. So if you have that on, the green button at the top will be lit up and sync to phone, or sync this iPhone, and it'll show you how much space you're using over how many pictures, how many videos, the last time it was synced. And so all of this will allow you to better understand what you're copying up to the iCloud to save. There are two options here that are useful. The optimized iPhone storage, which is checked at the bottom, will save a low resolution copy of all your photos to your iPhone. And the original resolution that with a lot of pixels and a lot of detail is saved on the iCloud. That will keep the amount of space used on your device to a minimum and keep your device from getting full too quickly. You can also change it if you don't like that to download and keep originals. It will keep full-size photos on your device and on your iCloud at the same time. This is good if you have an upgraded iPhone with a lot of storage, or if you live in an area with bad service and you can't always reliably download your photos immediately. Keeping them on that to be able to show to people or share is a good option. So the options for iCloud are strictly for cloud storage. Now, what happens if your storage gets full? You have the option, if we go back a screen, on this device that's shown, the storage is almost full, and there is an option there for upgrading to more storage, which you would pay monthly for. When you go into that, you have some choices. The base amount is 50 gigabytes, which is $1 a month. Then if you have more storage than that, which you can tell from this screen how much storage you're using. If you have more storage than that you need, you can go up to 200 gigabytes for $3 a month. Those prices are generally the same no matter which service you use. You can mix and match based on what is your preference and companies that you feel comfortable with. The let's see. So once you if you would prefer to stay in the cloud and you don't mind paying the extra, it is a useful low impact way of making sure that your photos are somewhere online. However, as Apple says, iCloud is not a backup service. It is just a storage. It's not meant for long-term storage for your photos. The best way to back up your photos is always to have a copy of all your pictures on your computer, some kind of device. If you plug your iPhone in, you'll get the option to open the folder with all the photos in it. And at that point, you can copy them onto your laptop, your desktop, to have a copy of everything saved somewhere else. Generally, when backing up, it's always good to have two copies, one local and one somewhere else, just in case something happens. The iCloud is very nice in case your device gets destroyed. If something happens, you drop it in a lake, you know, it stops working suddenly. All of your data is still up there, provided that it was you were in a place that it was able to be synced. And getting a new device or logging into iCloud on your computer, you can access all of those photos and copy them to wherever you need to. Let's see. So that is the default app for Apple. It's not the only one. Pretty much every major tech company offers a service that will allow you to save your photos to their cloud instead. The costs, as I said, are very similar. I think it's about $1 for 50 gigabytes, and the only one that is different is OneDrive. Once you get above a certain level, you have to also pay for Microsoft's Office suite, so that goes more expensive. But for the smaller amounts, it's the same as the iCloud, it's the same as Dropbox, and it's the same as Google Drive. The other option that we actually discovered as we were researching this talk is Amazon. Amazon Photos, if you have Amazon Prime, is free to use and has unlimited storage. So if you are an Amazon user and you believe in their privacy policies, you are more than welcome to download the Amazon Photos app and set it up. The only issue with using other apps on an Apple device is that the backup is not automatic. So with iCloud, every time you take a picture, it automatically uploads to the iCloud. With Amazon Photos or Google Photos, Google Drive, you have to open those apps and then it will be able to go in and take a copy of all your pictures and copy them up to their cloud. It's one extra step, but it's not bad for allowing you to be more versatile in the ways that you're saving your device, your data. Let's see. So costs associated with we talked a little bit about the costs. Above what I had shown here, there is an update if you use a lot of photos and want to just have unlimited amount of storage. They do offer a 2 terabyte option. Terabyte is 1,000 gigabytes, so 2,000 gigabytes instead of 200 for $10 a month. If you're using the service that much, well worth it. that's a lot of storage for a not a terrible amount of money. And that price is the same across iCloud, Google, and the OneDrive is the difference, where they only go up to 100 gigabytes a month, and but OneDrive does offer a yearly option that's a little bit cheaper. So if you want to pay for a year of OneDrive, it's only $20 for the year instead of $2 a month. Saves a couple bucks. As I said with Amazon, their Amazon Photos app is free and unlimited if you have a Prime account. Prime is $15 a month or $139 a year currently. So if you already have that for Prime's other benefits, then this is something that you could use just like iCloud to have a copy of your pictures up online. So the next thing we're going to talk about is privacy concerns. Obviously, when you are dealing with internet companies, your data is on their systems. So doing an iCloud backup, doing any copy of data to the cloud makes you beholden to their policies, their decisions about how to use your data. Some companies are better about it, some are worse. There are privacy policy for Amazon, Google, and Microsoft states that the company may access, use, and retain user files, and they reserve the right to copy and modify files and use information about user files to organize them. It's pretty standard as far as a user end user contract. So just be aware that not the privacy you have is very limited as far as that goes. If you are very privacy concerned, there is an option from Apple. I won't go too into it, but it's called Advanced Data Protection. With Advanced Data Protection, there are options for more privacy. If that's something you're interested in, I recommend you looking it up. It's very complicated to go through, and I don't want to get bogged down here too much. All right. So I just wanted to go over real quick. So that was Apple. The most other devices are very similar. If you decide to use, if you are a Google user, you have the option of using Google Photos as well. This is very much the same as the iCloud screen, just looks a little bit different. Shows your storage in the middle there. Currently on this device, the backup for iCloud or Google Photos is turned off. Turning that on will pressing that button will send you into a screen that will set all of that up. And at the bottom, you have the free up space option. For that allows you to do some general cleaning of older pictures that you might not need. It also gives you the option above that unlock storage to increase your amount based on the prices that we were talking about earlier. This is able to be used on either Apple devices or Google devices, including Pixels and Samsung Galaxies. And is, I believe, the default for the Pixel devices. For if you have a Samsung Galaxy phone, which is the other big Android, they use OneDrive by default in their Gallery app. So if you go into the settings for Gallery, which shows all the pictures that you've taken, you have the option to sync with OneDrive. And you would access this the same as you would with an Apple device on your the iCloud. If you go to OneDrive.com, it will you can log into your Microsoft account and you'll have the option to view your photos, edit them, delete them, arrange them in albums. This exactly the same as you can with iCloud. So the first question I have is how to delete from one Android device and not everywhere else. Like iCloud, the Google's Google Pictures or Google Drive is a living copy of what you have on your devices. So while when you take a picture, it's uploaded to Google Drive. And if you delete a picture, it is also deleted from Google Drive. The good part about that is if you have multiple devices that are using Google Drive, all of the pictures from those will be uploaded to the same account, and you'll have access to pictures from your phone or your computer, all in one place. Unfortunately, that is the same with Apple. If you delete a photo, it's also deleted from the cloud, which means it's deleted from your other devices as well. If you want to keep a device or a photo, you can save it in a different location on your device. That's a little bit more complicated than we're going to get into today, but there are ways to save photos in one place and not the other. It's just a little difficult to go into. I would recommend, if that's something you want to do, make an appointment, buckslib.org/live-help, and they'll be happy to walk you through that process. Is there an easy way to transfer pictures from an iPhone to a thumb drive? So the best way to do that is by plugging your device, your iPhone, into a computer. Using your charging cable, you can use a USB drive on your computer, plug it in, and you'll be able to open it like you would any other File Explorer window in Windows. They'll allow you to see all your pictures there in a window, and from there you can copy them and drag them onto your flash drive that's plugged in, and then you'll have them available to share. Again, I would call that a little bit more advanced for people who want to do that. So if you need specific help with that and that's not clear enough, schedule a talk with our live help, and they'd be happy to show you how to do that. That's more of a Windows question than a cloud storage question. What does it mean when Google One storage includes Gmail, Drive, Photos, and phone backups? So the same with iCloud. Your storage that you have, either the free or the upgraded, whatever you decide to get, includes everything across your devices. All of that data takes up space. So if you've downloaded music from iTunes, if you have documents stored on your device, if you have all of your app data, and then backups of your device, all of that is included in the same storage that is used for your photos. The storage that you purchase is the same amount. So from here on this screen, we can see that total on this account, 4.6 gigabytes are being used out of 5, but only 2.17 of that are for photos. This is more a tool to allow you to see where your data is being used and how much total that you're using. From here, you can go into your iCloud backups and delete a backup if there's too many, or go into your photos, delete photos if you don't want to upgrade. When you upgrade, it upgrades your storage for all of that infrastructure, all that ecosystem. And so your backups, your photo, your Google Drive, all of that gets more storage as a result. So I don't see OneDrive in my Gallery app. I have a Samsung Galaxy. I do use Verizon Cloud, or I do see Verizon Cloud. So the OneDrive is, I would recommend updating your device, making sure it's fully up to date, update your gallery app, which you can do by going into the settings and gallery and doing an upgrade. When you are at the full version, it should give you the option of storing to OneDrive. And Verizon, it would be very much the same way as I'm not sure about pricing or anything, but they would be very much the same as any of the other major providers. They have the same storage, and you can use their system the same way if you're comfortable with that. If my photos are in iCloud on my Apple iPhone, how can I access them on my non-Apple laptop? The best way, if you're going through iCloud, is by iCloud.com. iCloud.com will have the latest, everything that you've upgraded. When you log into that, you'll see all of your pictures, and you can do that from any device that has a internet connectivity and a browser. And from there, you can copy and save your pictures to your local device. That's another option of doing it besides plugging it in. If you plug it in and copy it like we were talking about earlier. And yeah, you can do that from a non-Apple machine or a Mac if you have a Mac. That works the same. How do you delete pictures that are stored in the cloud? With an iPhone, because the cloud is a copy of what you have basically on your device, if you press on a photo and hold it, it'll select it and it will give you the option to delete, I believe, at the bottom of the screen. Or you can tap on the photo and go into it, and you'll have options at the bottom of the screen. One will be send to trash or delete. By doing the hold, you can select multiple photos at one time before sending them to the garbage. I recommend just trying it and holding it. You'll be able to see the options that come up and the different ways that you can manage your photos. What are options to clean up cloud storage? Is buying more storage the best option? The best ways to clean it up are by either copying the photos off of your device onto a external storage method like your laptop or a thumb drive like we talked about. And from there, it's very easy to delete photos and get and cultivate your collection more. Is buying storage the best option? It depends on how you want to use it. If you have the income and don't want to clean up your photos, you want to just take pictures and save everything, I would recommend getting extra cloud storage. If you are more concise, where you'll take 15 pictures of one scene and then just delete them all and save one, you might not need that extra storage. And maybe if your storage fills up, copying them off your device and starting fresh on your device is a better option for you. What happens to my photos if I cancel my upgraded storage? That is a good question. So you will, Apple will tell you that you are over your limit, and they'll ask you to go below that first. In the event that you want to cancel your upgraded storage, I would recommend going into iCloud like we talked about before, iCloud.com. From there, you can copy your photos to another device, to a laptop or a desktop, and then you can delete them from the iCloud. And then once you're below the 5 GB free storage, downgrade your account and stop the monthly, and that will stop the payments. How do we access Google Drive or OneDrive? So those are on an iPhone, just an app like any other app. Go to the App Store, download Google Drive, Google Photos, or OneDrive, and then set it up, log in with your account. As I said before, that is not, and the backup to those are not automatic. So once you have it set up and all your account information put in, you'll need to regularly open that app to allow the copy of your photos into it. Once you do that, it'll copy all your photos up to their cloud and you'll have the backup where you want it. How do I move photos from my phone to OneDrive? So the easiest way is through the app, and it will be automatic once you download the OneDrive app and log into it. You can set it to make a copy of your photos, and in the app settings, and it will automatically from that point on copy over every time you open the app up. Like I said with the Samsung Galaxies, if you set up OneDrive, that process is automatic like iCloud is for Google. And with a Google Pixel, I believe it also, you can also set it up there for OneDrive. How do I organize photos? So the specific question was for OneDrive, but all of the apps have an albums kind of feature. For iPhone, you can, on the left side of the screen when you go into the Photos app, you'll have the option of creating folders, and they do also some basic photos like folders like screenshots folder or videos folder, where they have their own division of the data that's automatic. But you can make, with iPhones, you can make a folder for, say you went to a birthday party, you took a bunch of pictures, you wanted to share that to all your friends with iPhones. You can create a shared folder, it's called, copy all those photos into the shared folder, and then you have the option of sending that shared photo to anybody else with an iPhone, shared folder with it to anybody else with an iPhone, and then they can access it from their device and see all the pictures that you want them to see. Let's see, on an iPhone, how do I tell if I'm accessing anything on my iCloud account? So on this same screen, but lower, I copied it off, will be everything that is copying up to your iCloud. So if you go into your iCloud and scroll down on this, you'll see contacts, emails, those kinds of things. If it is set to on, then every time you use that feature of your phone, there's a copy saved to iCloud. If you don't want that, you can turn it off and it will just save to your device. It won't use iCloud. On iPhone, how do I move my photos from my phone to my computer? We went over that one already. Okay. That is all the questions we have. So we are, I think we're going to end there.